question. Are you a badass today? I want to give a shout out to Jen Sincero. You guys know her. She wrote a book called You Are a Badass: How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life. Well, I interviewed Jen going back like 11 years ago when Tola Talks was on LA Talk Radio, did a phone interview. Really good. I read the book, and after I read the book, it was about the same time I was doing my first podcast called Get Your Shit Together. And number 30, I did 30 episodes of that. You want to go back and take a look at that? It's on my website. But, I didn't, it was my first foray into the podcast world. So what I did was every episode, when I edited, I took out all the breaths. So it's kind of interesting. I kind of experimented, didn't know at the time how to let it roll and be organic. So if you go and listen to it, they're really short and sweet. But episode 30 of Just Get Your Shit Together is called Be a Badass Every Day. So I wrote these. And when I was coming up with a topic for the show today, I'm thinking, do I want to talk about the latest Gallup poll about kids not wanting to get married? No, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the government? No, I don't want to talk about that. Do I want to talk about buy the dip? 3 key words. Hey, Bitcoiners out there, buy the dips, about 92, 93,000. I would if I were you, but hey, what do I know? But anyway, I said, let me do this because this one's important. 50 rules of badassery. Look at this. I put together, I laminated this. You'll see. I'm going to read from this because can I remember all 50 of these? No, but I've been reading Stephen Pressfield's book. You guys know I talked about that in the last episode. We talked about that with Ed Winslow. Nobody wants to read your shit. Here, let me show you. Remember this book? So I've been reading that, and he's inspired me to start writing another book. I've had the idea for a while. Maybe about 2 years now. I took some notes 2 years ago, and I want to get started. But it's like there's so many things in life that you could be doing, but you got to be a badass every day. It starts with that. There's so many things in your life that throw you a curveball on a daily basis, no matter what it is. But now we're getting into the holidays, right? And it's a time for reverie. It's a time to celebrate. It's a time to be happy. But more importantly, you need to be a badass on a daily basis. And it starts with you. It's got to be you to set an example for those around you, your community, your family, your kids, whatever. But again, sometimes it's real difficult to be a badass, but you need to do it. So here we go. I'm going to rattle these off. My 50 rules of badassery. If you want to go back and listen to my other podcast, go check out my website. It's under that. You'll see it. You'll find it. But here we go. Number 1, love yourself. Got to start with that. It's got to start with self-love. Everything starts with self-love. Number 2, just say no. Anytime to anyone. If it's not working for you, just say no. That's a great word. Most people don't want to use that word, but you need to use that word. Number 3, don't be a victim. We talked about that with the domestic violence episode, that it's cannot be a victim in life. Do not play the victim. Doesn't serve you well. Number 4, believe in the impossible. Faith, you have to have faith in miracles because they do happen. I was reading today about Helen Keller, and I'll give you a quote from her later. When she was 6 years old, her aide poured water over her hand, and then she spelled out water in her hand, and the light bulb went off when Helen Keller was 6 years old. So believe in the impossible. How about this? Number 5, live in the moment. Yeah, I love this. You got to surrender to the moment. In yoga, I learned this a long time ago, 2006, when I became a teacher. You need to be present. Stay in the moment. And that's a lot of times with your phones, all these apps, these social, you're not in the moment. You're in someone else's moment. You need to be in the moment, live in the moment. Number 6, challenge your subconscious. This is all about your parental beliefs. Forget about what your parents have instilled in you in terms of their values. You got to go with believe in what your subconscious is all about, not what someone put in there. That's very key. Number 7, beware of false realities. That's right. You got to live in your truth, right? I wrote this I love this one on episode number 23 on the Get Your Shit Together. It's called Don't Be Delusional. So many people live in a false reality. You got to look yourself in the mirror every day and you got to say, if you're doing it, you got to take accountability. So don't live, you got to be careful. These false realities, they could destroy you. Number 8, laugh often and at yourself. That is so true. You got to laugh. Laugh some, think some, cry some. Jimmy Valvano. I wrote that in the my How to Drink from the Fountain of Youth. Jimmy V, everybody knows, he's a coach of North Carolina State, won the national championship. Nobody believed he could. In his last speech, he said that. Laugh some, think some, cry some every day. So laugh often and at yourself, guys. Number 9, forget about guilt, resentment, or criticism. Forget about it. Don't feel guilty. Don't resent, and don't forget about criticism. It doesn't really matter. Don't do that to yourself either. Number 10, trust your instincts. The universe is conspiring for your highest good in every area of your life. I took hypnotherapy many moons ago, prior to me when I quit drinking back in December of 2007. I took hypnotherapy. You guys can read about that in my memoir. And she said this to me. She said, Laura was her name. And she said, you should repeat this every day. The universe is conspiring for my highest good in every area of my life. And believe it or not, I say that to myself every morning. Let's jump on there. I love that. Trust your instincts. Number 11, check everything out. I'm giving a shout out to my mom, Rosie Rowe. Rest in peace. My mom passed away in May. You guys know that. And that's her favorite phrase. She would always say to me, be curious and hungry for knowledge and experience. She would say, check everything out. And I was the curious kid. So there you go. Number 12, keep moving forward. And you got to do it with confidence, no matter what it is. Yesterday, I talked about the whole weight loss stuff. I was saying that to my boy who said he was 242. He needed to get down. I said, dude, you got to keep moving forward. You cannot get stuck. All right. Number 13, you got to take a chill pill. I like this one. It's no stress because you have no control of anything. Remember that. And episode 27 of my other podcast, it says find your bliss with yoga, but you got to take a chill pill. Chill out. Everything's going to be okay, right? Don't worry, be happy. Remember that song? All right, number 14, never give a shit about what others think or say. That is so true. Okay, great. If you want to use it as a positive and improve upon something in your life, but you can't let it weigh you down. You can't worry about it. There's always going to be the naysayers. There's always going to be, when I first started teaching yoga, my one teacher, Michael, I would give a shout out to Michael Gilbert, said, hey, you got to remember something. Every class you teach, half the people are going to like you, half the people are going to not like you, because you can't please everybody. So don't worry about it. He said, you can't worry about that. Number 15, embrace your good habits and delete your bad habits. No doubt you got to do that. You have good habits like me every single day. Today, another workout in the gym. Had a great workout. It's my second day of working out in my little gym in the building. Loved it. I'm making it great because, as you know, I deleted the other 2 gym memberships. So embrace them. Bad habits, delete the bad habits. You know what the bad habits are. Get rid of it. All right, number 16, only if it serves you well. Now, that's clearly a concept that I learned from my yoga. Called it camp yoga when I did the 200-hour training. I love that. Me and 10 other girls were in this class, and they teach you that. If it serves you well, ask yourself, does it serve you? If it doesn't, don't do it. Delete it. Get rid of it. Number 17, forget about seeking approval. Believe you have the permission. I remember when I made my first film, Boulevard Zen, right? I'll never forget this because when I did the premiere at the Silent Movie Theater, I want to give a shout out to Mike Finizio. He was there, and I remember he got up and he said, "You know what Rich learned is it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission. Because you ask for permission, they're going to say no." Everybody's going to say no. So don't seek approval. Do it. I mean, of course, you got to stay within the law, I guess, or try to. But anyway, number 18, stay positive. all the time. Think, speak, and feel positive. That's crucial. I impress upon that all the time. It's got to be positive. Get away from the negatives. Yeah, there's negatives in every single day you're going to encounter. Turn them into a positive. Number 19, let go of attachments. That is so key, right? What are you attached to? Let go of it. Whether it's your clothes, it doesn't really matter. Remember we talked about purging in the other episode? Let go of it. Don't get attached. Number 20, because everything is temporary, which we'll get to that. Here we go. Number 20, live your dreams. You need to first clarify your ambitions and live your dreams. Hey, when I moved here, I said, I'm going to start Tola Talks live. And yeah, whether or not you're getting the numbers or whatever, it doesn't really matter. I enjoy this. It's something I set out to do, just like writing another book. So live your dreams, whatever it is, go for it. Number 21, tip more. Oh, man, I worked 5 years in the restaurant and bar business. Hey, you do what you do. 5 years as a sub, 5 years as, let me tell you, most people, you need to tip 20% or more. You can't be tipping 10%, 5%. Yeah, I get it. You can say, well, the server wasn't very good. That's bullshit. You got to tip more, at least 20%, people. That's easy to do. If you can't afford it, well, that's something else. Maybe you should go out less. All right, here we go. It's and that's at episode 3 in my gist called Lost Art of Tipping. And number 22, give stuff away. Well, we already covered that. Money, if you can give money away, food, especially clothes, give it away. If you're fortunate, as I said in the previous other episode, give it away. You probably have too much stuff anyway. Number 23, compliment others and smile. This is key. Don't be a storm cloud in people's lives. This girl came in the gym today. So I've been there 2 days, right? The first day, there was a guy that came in towards the end of my workout. I said hello. Nobody really says hello in the gym anymore. Back when I was working out in the 80s, 90s, people would be friendly. Now it's like they're afraid of you. I don't get that. Well, anyway, the guy and I got talking. He seemed like a cool guy. And I gave him some tips because he was kind of new to working out. Well, today a girl came in, her head was down. I was like, almost like I had the plague. I mean, hey, well, I'm a friendly guy. You could say smile and say hello. Listen, ladies, not every guy is going to like hit on you. You can't be afraid of that. You need to smile and be friendly to people. You don't see that enough. I don't see that enough. All right, here we go. Number 24, always be polite. Oh, that is so crucial. Rudeness sucks and communicates. You got to communicate respect and positivity, right? Especially these kids I taught. Oh my God, talk about rudeness and disrespect. I saw that so much. That's when on the last episode when Nancy Dibble said, you'd make a great teacher. Well, let me tell you, I'd say, the rudeness is what kills it, and the disrespect that kind of shoots you in the heart. You got to be polite, people. It's easy to be polite. Number 25, always be grateful. You have to be grateful. You got to vibrate at a higher frequency. It's so important because we're very fortunate. You got to look at some people. There's so many people that are less fortunate to you, so be grateful. Number 26, always be specific, right? I talked about this specificity rules. No matter whether it's your dreams, your desires, it's like you got to ask yourself, what exactly? And I was giving some advice to my buddy Ed Winslow yesterday about the more specific you are, the more you'll be rewarded in that specificity. Believe that. Number 27, no more drama. Well, that's clear as day. No more drama. Remove the drama. What does the drama do? Number 28, everything's temporary. It is temporary. Life is temporary. You get 80 great years, you're lucky. So trust me there. Everybody knows that. Everything's temporary. It's all provisional. So don't make such a big deal. Number 29, do what you say. This is so true. Forget about I used to. A lot of people say that. This is what I used to do, or this is what I'm going to do. No, if you're going to say it, do it. Remember that quote I gave you about my father? The spoken word is your master. The unspoken word is your slave. So if you're going to say it, you got to do it. Otherwise, don't say it. Then your words are meaningless. Number 30, do it now. Hey, if you got something you need to do, don't be lazy. Do it now. Number 31, be accountable for your actions and especially your words. So many people, they say things that they don't mean. Don't say it. Don't say it, especially about being accountable. How about these kids I taught in school? There's no accountability for their actions. They need to learn that. And that's a problem in society. You got to be accountable for your actions and your words. Number 32, find a way, not an excuse. It's easy to make an excuse. Though, I couldn't work out today. I didn't have time. You don't have time for 15 minutes? Come on. Then get up early for 15 minutes, roll out of bed, roll on the ground, push ups and sit ups. Anybody could do that, guys. Find a way, not an excuse. Number 33, one step at a time. It's like climbing a ladder. We talked about that when I learned in yoga. They said it's a journey, but each rung of the ladder, it gets harder as you go higher up. But guess what? Once you get securely, on that rung of the ladder, you can go to the next one. But it's one step at a time. It's not leaps and bounds. Everything is not leaps and bounds. Number 34, be on time all the time. Hey, this goes back to my Drexel days. I'll never forget when I got hired for Drexel Burnham back in 1989 when I graduated from got my MBA. Yeah, I'll never forget that. They interviewed me, and then when I started the first day, she said, "Listen, you need to be here at 3." It was 3:45 in the morning. All right, it was LA time, New York. She's like, and if you're late 1 minute, you're fired. There's 1,000 other people that want your job. Be on time. It's never late, not one time. Number 35, stay strong and have no fear. Here we go. This is a Helen Keller quote. And everybody knows Helen Keller, deaf and blind. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. To keep our faces toward change and behave like free spirits in the presence of fate is strength undefeatable. That's a great quote, Helen Keller. So stay strong, everyone. Not easy, but you could do it and have no fear. Can't have fear. Number 36, change is good. The only thing that's constant in life is change, right? Got to embrace it. Hey, changing it up with this simple thing is going to the gym. Got to embrace it. Number 37, don't be afraid to leap. It's called a leap of faith. We all know that. Leap. Don't, tippy toe around. Leap. Take the leap. You could do it. Number 38, embrace your freedom. I love this. I got so inspired. One of the best movies ever made, I think. Braveheart from 1995. It's a 5-time Oscar winner with, of course, Mel Gibson. Tremendous movie. If you haven't seen that, go watch that movie for sure. But you got to embrace your freedom. So we're so lucky, especially in the United States, to have our freedom. Here we go. Number 39, keep your frequency high. Energy is everything. Keep it up. Keep it up. I'll never forget. I want to give a shout out to one of my first acting coaches would say, Penny Templeton, she would say, lights on, lights on, lights on. You had to be, keep the lights on all the time. Keep that frequency up. Number 40, never wallow in self-pity, sadness, or pain. All right. Don't be a broken record. You're complaining, you're wallowing. Don't do that. That's not attractive and it doesn't serve you well. Number 41, sleep well, eat well, stand well, and exercise every day. Everybody knows that, right? You got to get your good sleep. You got to eat well if you can. Of course, it's not expensive. We talked about that in the last show. Stand. You have to have good posture. That's key. Most people do not have good posture. And of course, exercise every single day. How about this? Number 42, cleanse your friends. You got to get rid of the bad energy, people. I say take out the machete. Because if someone doesn't serve you well, they're dragging you down, get rid of them. You have to. Take out the machete. Number 43, don't be a therapist. This is so true. You can't take, I talk about don't be. In my memoir, I talk about, you can't be a therapist. I know what it was like. Unfortunately, I had to be a therapist. You have to just say no. You can't do it. You can't do it. Hire a professional. That's what therapists are for. So to other people. Number 44, commit to it, whatever it is. If you take it on, commit to it. That's easy. 45, lead by example. Be a leader. Like Derek Jeter, that was number 24, episode 24, because Jeter was always a leader on the field. So lead by example, especially if you're a parent And I know parents, especially in these inner city schools that I taught, some pretty bad parents for sure. They were not leading by example. All right, number 46, be decisive and be the best. Be the best at whatever it is, or try to be the best at whatever it is that you're doing. Doesn't really matter. All right, number 47, do it your way. I talk about this so many times. Uh, in my memoir, the last chapter is called My Way. And in How to Drink from the Fountain of Youth, the last chapter is called Your Way. Because it's got to be your way, not someone else's way. It's your life. All right. Take control. Do it your way. Number 48, fail with enthusiasm. I love this. Thomas Edison. If you don't know Thomas Edison, then how could you not, right? Invented the light bulb. He was dubbed too stupid to learn anything by a teacher. He tried more than 9,000 experiments before successfully creating the light bulb. So, fail with enthusiasm. And here's another quote from Winston Churchill. Of course, he's another great leader. Success is going from failure to failure without ever losing your enthusiasm. Hey, keep going, smile, and do it with enthusiasm. Number 49, never give up. It's like the bucking bronco. I talked about that in my memoir. I learned that from when I was in real estate listings. They said, get the listing and never let go. Don't get fired. Hold on. Like a bucking bronco that throws you, don't let go of the reins. Can't give up. Guys, if you're committed to it, stick with it. And number 50, knowing and believing because you are a badass. So you need to know it. You need to believe it. So that's it, guys. Those are my 50 rules of badassery. Hey, I'm having a good time doing this, and that's the key. It's almost therapeutic for me. So, hey, again, hope you're enjoying it, maybe getting a little inspiration from it. But there you go, my 50 rules of badassery. So, like I always say, have an awesome day, everyone, and get your workout in. Peace.